hosted by Leif Gantvoort, Travis Oates, Alexa Cappiello, and Dan Billet.
Everything's there.
And I'm Brett Sheridan, and here's today's Game Master, Travis Oates.
Thank you, Brett Sheridan, and thank you to the Children of the Corn Cosplay Association. Welcome to the Exactly. Thank you, kids.
There they are.
Not creepy at all. Welcome to the show where we play games strategically designed to show you just how much smarter you are than us.
That's not hard.
Every episode we play games, and every episode is a game where my fellow co-hosts will accumulate points at my sole discretion, sometimes tied to the games that we play, and sometimes betraying my constant inner monologue. Do not let Dan win. We're going to start things off with some introductions. That is also a game. Leif Gantvoort.
That's me.
In the text of the Declaration of
Oh,
Independence.
my God.
Really? This is a test.
Give me the shocking number of H's within the body of that document.
Oh, it's 116. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, I don't know. The answer I was looking for is that given that question, you may be missing the point of the Declaration of Independence. That was the correct answer.
Do I
Dan,
get points for that?
You do. I'll give you 5 points for trying.
Yay.
Dan Billet.
Yes.
Using what you know of the Higgs boson, sometimes known as the Higgs particle.
The God particle, you mean?
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
Say something pretentious, which you already did.
Done and done.
That's 15 points.
I will give you 5. Well, it was a softball because everything that Dan says is a little pretentious.
That's true.
So it's kind of easy.
Oh, that's perfect.
Lex
All right.
Cappiello.
Shots fired.
Lex
I'm
Cappiello.
scared, man. After these past 2 questions. Go ahead.
There are 7 continents on planet Earth.
Uh-oh.
Name the ones that are also incontinents.
I don't even know how to answer that.
All right,
Wilford
the correct answer is Europe because it's the only one with P in the middle of it. These are easy questions, people. And, of course, in the control booth, we have Brett Sheridan. You get no points. Well, Les got 5 points, but you get no points, Brett. But I still like asking you questions. Are you familiar with the periodic table?
Sure.
Okay. Excellent. Please name how many close family members of yours are alcoholics. Now, at the end of this game, within the podcast, whoever has the most points will win, and so will one of you from our YouTube channel, because we also play for a lucky fan who left a comment on one of our videos. And it's got to be a nice comment. So nothing for you, Travis SoFat 48. We'll reveal who
But he's been a fan for a
long time.
Long time.
He says
all the way
lovely
back-
things about me.
All the way back to my G4 days. We'll reveal who that winner is at the end of the game podcast video, so stick around and you just might hear your name. And what'll they win, Brett?
They'll win a game, Travis. You know why? Because...
Thank you, creepy corn children. All right, so first up, we have a new game.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, we do. I'm going to call this game Club Random.
Club Random.
Now, this is a game that you can play at home.
Wait, do we beat each other with clubs?
You can if you want. That's really up to you guys.
Oh, finally.
So, so on the interwebs there, which I'm assuming you have access to at home because you are listening to us probably on some form of those interwebs. There is a site called the Random Word Generator.
Yeah.
And you can go to that site and it will, not surprisingly, generate random words for you. And you can, there's a variety of different settings. You can say what kind of words. You can specify whether those are verbs or adverbs or adjuncts or whatever the
Gerunds, as we've recently learned.
Yeah, a lot of things I don't really understand very well. But you can just, in my case, just have 4 random words. So what I'm going to give you guys is I'm going to give you a set of words. Each one of you is going to have 4 different words.
Okay.
Are you ready, Leif? You can write these words down.
Yeah. Give me the words.
In the order.
Okay.
You got salad,
Salad.
reduce,
Reduce.
observer, and world. Dan, you're going to have history, spit, struggle, and thanks. Now, these were just generated at random. Lex, you got pawn, stop, exploration, and captain. So with those words, you are going to generate a sentence, and you have to use those words in order.
Gotcha.
And what you are doing, which is quite appropriate since I experienced this morning, you're going to give me an excuse as to why you're late.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to give me an excuse as to why you're late, using those 4 words in that order. And I, as the game master, am going to determine which of you, A, used the words in the most natural fashion, and B, had the best excuse as to why you're late. All right. And as he's doing that, we'll put on the music. And hey, Brett, how was your? You just recently took a trip to Hungary.
For my 50th birthday, and my wife and I had a lovely, lovely time. And one thing about Hungary, though, they didn't get the memo about smoking.
Oh, is there a lot of smoking?
Everybody smokes.
Everybody
yes,
smokes in
yes.
Hungary?
So just so you know, if for our fans out in Hungary, smoking is bad for you.
Is the leading cause of death in Hungary smoking and lung cancer, basically?
I haven't looked that up yet, but I'm guessing it is.
Probably.
But probably, yes, yes.
All right, are we ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
I've given.
I was quick.
I'm
yes.
ready too.
Leif just stopped.
Yeah.
I was enjoying
He's
this.
writing a
'cause-
book.
How many screenplays are we supposed to write out of this?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
All right, so would anybody like to go first?
I will.
All right, so you have salad, reduce, observer, and world.
On my way in today, I stopped and ordered a salad, but had to reduce my expectations as I'm a natural observer of the world. I noticed I was in a Starbucks and they don't carry salads, so I chose to just come straight to work.
Nicely done. That felt very natural.
Thank you.
I do know you. The only thing I would say is I don't think you eat a lot of salads.
I
but
do,
you were stuck
though.
with the
I
word.
love
You were stuck with the
salads.
word. Yeah. No, but that was very nice. I'm going to give you 10 points for that. That was
10
that was
points.
very nicely constructed.
Yay!
So Dan,
Yeah.
you have history, spit, struggle, and thanks.
Yes. Well, my medical history includes a blocked salivary gland, which makes it difficult to produce spit, which causes me to struggle to get through my morning gratitudes, where I give thanks for getting to work near you every day.
Oh wow, he sucked up to me. He got 15 points for that. He got even more points.
Wait,
because-
more points than me?
Well, he directly referenced the fact that I'm awesome. So right within it, he sucked up within the game. Which is like
Okay. All right.
that's impressive.
Thank you.
All right, Lex, what you got for me? Now you have pawn stop exploration captain.
In the pawn shop, I stopped my exploration of Hungary to eat 5 boxes of Captain Crunch and chain smoke 8 packs of cigarettes.
Oh wow, she tied it into
Yeah.
exactly what we were talking about.
Look at me go.
All right, I think that was decent. I was decent, but it did suck up to me at all. So 5 points.
Oh, okay. I see.
All right, so now we're on round 2 here. You
Dos.
ready? You ready, Leif, for your words?
Yeah.
We have cooperation.
Oh, goodness. Do I have to spell that right?
I don't know.
Okay.
Pledge,
Pledge.
orbit, and referral.
Orbit.
Dan, you have feather, chew, pour, and clear. Alexa, you have mask, exchange, executive, and shoulder. And what you are going to try and do with these words is you're going to pitch to me the next Tom Cruise movie.
All right.
All right. You're going to pitch to me the next Tom Cruise.
Oh, yeah, right.
movie.
I forgot that there was a theme to this.
Yes.
Started writing.
You started writing without knowing why. All right. So did you do anything in Hungary that was particularly unique or exciting?
Yes, one of my favorite things was I took a bath in various beer herbs and spices and what have you, and had unlimited draft beer for 45 minutes, which my wife said, "It's not a dare, honey." But I think I did quite well. And yeah, that was very relaxing to be sitting in a hot tub with my wife drinking some browskis.
All right. Are we ready to go? Over
Nowhere
here?
near, but
I am. I'm ready.
All right. I'm going to start. All right. So Leif gets 5 points and Lex gets 5 points because they're done and Dan is not.
Dan is
Dan's
not.
writing a freaking
Dan is
novel over
not.
there.
Yep.
Man.
All right. So you have cooperation, pledge, orbit, and referral. And you are going to pitch to me the next Tom Cruise movie. Go Leif.
Mission Cooperation will pledge to send Tom Cruise into orbit in space for real. See the latest MC film, Mission Cooperation, Referral Space.
Nice. Nicely done. You know, he is talking about going into space.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, so that is Leif. I'm giving you 20 points for that.
20 points!
Because that's the most impressive thing I've seen so far, and I would watch that movie.
Thanks.
Lex, I'm going to go to you next because he's still writing.
This better be amazing.
So you have Matt.
I'm so glad that we got new paddles that have all this extra space for this game.
I would have to be writing on my arm.
You don't have to fill the paddle. You have Mask Exchange Executive Shoulder.
I'm gonna do my movie trailer voice when I say this.
In a world.
The Mask 4. Involving an angry exchange with a corrupt executive played by Tom Hardy, who has a parrot who wears the mask on his shoulder.
That's great, but that's not a Tom Cruise movie. That's Tom Hardy.
No, it involves Tom Cruise, but
But the trailer didn't have Tom Cruise in it. It had Tom Hardy in it.
Tom Cruise is already involved. It involves Tom Hardy as well.
So it's two Toms.
Yes.
In this
Tom
film.
squared.
I'm going to give 5 points for that. 5 points for that. Because I feel that's a Tom Hardy film that had Tom Cruise in it for a second.
Okay, fine.
She clearly has a favorite.
Yeah.
I do.
Exactly.
I do like Tom Hardy.
Not to say I wouldn't see that film.
No, I would see that film. I think the film was good. I just think that
Because I didn't
I think she was a
explicitly
little
say
off the
Tom
mark.
Cruise.
You have not seen his writer.
Oh, okay.
All right. So over here, Dan, are you done?
Just.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
This is the first part of a trilogy, obviously.
Oh, sure.
So it took me.
So you had Feather Chew Pour Clear.
Yes. Okay, so Tom Cruise plays a Revolutionary War soldier taken in
Hold
after.
it. I'm not filling it. You need to be more excited.
Okay.
'Cause
Okay.
I'm the executive.
Sorry.
You got to sell this to me.
Sorry. Okay. All right. So picture this.
Okay.
Tom Cruise
There we go.
plays a Revolutionary War soldier taken in by Native Americans after an injury. They name him Eagle Feather, where he can help, where he can really chew the scenery while helping these poor natives to clear their land of interloping colonists. It's called Feather Fallen Part 1.
Oh, I like that. But I'm taking points off because you read, I believe if my calculations are correct, for 5 minutes before you got to Feather. It was the longest amount of time that anybody did before their first word.
Was it?
It was. It was a long time.
And that's actually part of the rules that
well, no, but I've got to find some reason
to dock me
to
points
dock
after the
you
last
points.
one. Absolutely.
No, I'm going to give you 10 points for that, though.
Because
it was still way better than
10
Lex.
points.
All right.
There
All
you
right.
go.
So that is the first game. After the first game, we have Lex actually at the bottom with 40. We have Dan close behind with 45. I don't know how Dan beat you in that round. I don't understand that at all.
Because you gave him 1,000,000 points the first time.
Well, Dan does good sometimes. And then King of the Hill, we have Leif with 60
Thank you so much.
points.
Very
Wow.
nice. Very nice.
All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to try one of my favorite games. We're going to do a game called In Other Words. See you after the break.
Does that like say my name?
Okay, everybody, welcome back to
Yay!
Always Creepy. Our next game is a game that I call In Other Words.
Oh, yes. I know this game.
Yes. Now, in the past, so the way this game works is I am going to give the name of something, but I'm going to give it in other words than what are the normal words used for that thing is.
You got it.
Normally, we've done games.
Right. Yes.
And I have chosen, because this is the summer,
It is summer.
I've chosen summer blockbusters.
Oh.
So these are movies, summer
Right.
blockbuster movies. So
Not
these are
this summer blockbusters.
Nope. These are
but
summer blockbusters
throughout summers.
from the past. Yes.
I like
Gotcha.
that.
Okay.
So, for example, so everybody understands how this works, if I said the place where you keep your teeth, then I mean
Jaws.
Jaws.
Mouth.
That is correct.
Mouth. Got it.
Jaws. So everybody understand the way that works? All right, here we go. Thank you.
Thank you, creepy child.
That was for me.
All right.
Do we write it down? Do
You
we
write it
okay.
down. You're
All
going to
right.
write it down.
Here we go.
The first summer blockbuster is Creature Lodging. Creature Lodging.
Speaking of creature logic, no,
You know, have a Hungarian
It wasn't
story
there
for
to-
Creature Lodging?
Oh, I got this one, I think.
Okay.
I'm pretty good.
Yep.
All right,
Pretty good.
Leaf. Once again, he's getting
Yeah.
all these points.
I'm jumping in there.
Just
Yeah,
being
you got it.
fast.
here to play.
I don't know.
Okay, Leaf, what you got?
Monster House.
Monster House. You know what? I am going to give you points because it could be Monster House. It's
Yes.
not.
Was it
It's
a
not.
blockbuster?
It's
It
not.
was a summer release.
It was a summer release, but it's not. But that is a really, really good guess.
Travis, guess what?
Yeah. Monster House too. All right, Lex, you're getting 5 points. Are you going to get the actual one?
You mean Animal House?
Animal House.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, 15 points to Dan.
Hey, we both got house there.
Yep, for sure. All right.
Partial points.
More than one foreign entity. This is a huge movie.
Yep.
Huge
got it.
movie.
Got it. Got it.
More than one foreign entity.
Got it.
You remember that one, right, Brett?
yeah, that was.
I got it.
I've got nothing.
No, I got this one. It is one of my favorite films of
I
all
will
time.
say this, that this, I'll give you, I'm going to help Alexa out a little bit here. This was also directed by somebody else who we've heard a movie from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Yep.
clue.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah, it
good
was
clue.
real good
All
clue.
right, okay.
That gave me a...
You're going to feel, all right, what do you got for me?
Aliens.
Aliens, that is correct. 15 points for Leaf. What do you got?
Well, I also liked Foreign Entity, and Foreign Entity Cubed was not as good,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Aliens, yes.
Aliens.
That's what I had.
Aliens, here we go.
Listen, I named an actual movie this time. I said cheaper by the dozen. So I'm happy about
By
that.
the dozen. How did you get
No, I want to see that
The
film.
original or the
More
remake?
than one
that's
foreign
really the
entity.
question.
The remake.
The remake.
more
Yes.
than one foreign entity cheaper by the
Listen,
dozen?
I heard more than one. I said dozen
You
and
know what?
cheaper. And you know what? That's what my brain did.
I'm going to give you pity points.
Thank
I got to give you
you.
5 pity points.
I give her 100
Appreciate
points for
it.
that. That's spot on.
Thanks,
All right, here we go. Dudes enveloped by obsidian.
Oh, got it.
Dudes
I got
enveloped
this one.
by obsidian.
Oh yes.
Okay, boom.
hold
Hey,
on,
points,
hold
points,
on.
I know.
points,
Okay,
points.
unfortunately, I'm going to give Lex points
Thanks.
and Dan points
And Dan,
just for
yeah.
beating Leaf because that's never happened.
This was a
But I got the
Lillian
right
Gish
I want to go.
classic.
Travis, I want to go.
All right, go.
Men in Black.
Men in Black.
Men in
Good job,
Black.
Les.
MIB.
Yep. There we go.
Galaxy
But of course,
Defenders.
it's Encino Man.
Encino Man. Well, I'm going to give you 5 points because that's a real movie still.
It is.
I feel like I have to give points now just for real movies.
Here comes
All right,
the
and this is the
men
final
Because
one.
that's the challenge for us is actually coming up with
Yeah,
movies.
exactly. So here's the final one. You ready?
in What?
All right. Unearthing a famous submarine captain.
Yep.
Unearthing a
Oh,
famous
come on.
submarine
That is
captain.
easy.
Yes, you say as Alexis going, Unearthing a famous submarine captain.
That was probably the easiest for me.
I don't. This is gonna make me
It's so easy,
angry.
Lex.
Oh, you're
It
going to
is
be so mad. You're going to be so
So
mad.
mad.
You're gonna hate yourself.
Okay.
You're gonna quit the
People
rest
are
of the
yelling.
show after this.
I'm sure they are.
People are yelling at the screen right
They
now.
are driving
If it
into.
helps, it's
All right,
a
shh,
fictional
shh. Give her
submarine.
a moment.
Okay,
Give her a moment. You don't know that.
Well, no, that's true.
Think about
I am. My brain's not functioning today.
Alexa, I'm going to help you out here. I saw it with my kid.
Think of one submarine captain. Who do you know that captains a submarine? One guy.
Captain Morgan.
He saw it with his kid, so think Jacob's Ladder, movies in that kind of vein.
Hereditary.
Hereditary.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Midsommar.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, guys. I really don't.
Oh, okay.
All
Well,
right.
write
Well,
down
write
a real
down-
movie so you can get 5 points. Just write down your name, and we'll give you 5 points. She is writing down something, and
Of course, you picked a long one.
Yeah, why
You could have just written down like it.
Yeah.
All right.
Dan
And-
together?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo. Yes.
Oh. Oh, poo. Boo.
And Lex, what is the real
I
movie?
just put everything everywhere all at once.
Oh, okay, that'll work.
Yep.
5
Again,
points.
you picked a long title
Yes,
just
I
for
did.
5 points. Is it worth writing out all those letters just
You know
for
what?
5
You know
points?
what? I'm going to give you 10 points for it being so long.
Thank you.
I'm going to reward you for at least like
Writing out more
I
letters.
knew that would piss me off so much.
Yeah, Finding Nemo. There you go. So that at the end of round 2 here.
Great job.
Great
Yeah,
job.
to everybody.
Except for Lex.
Lex is bringing up the rear with 80 points. This was not her game. Leif has fallen behind. You have
What?
110 points because Dan killed this game. Got
Whoa.
125 points.
Amazing.
Yeah,
that
so-
doesn't happen
So when we come
when you're
back,
hosting.
we are going to bring in one of my favorite game designers, the estimable John D Clair. Is coming in, and he is going to talk to us and do some
Maybe
craziness
answer
with it.
2.5 questions.
Maybe answer 2.5 questions. That's right. All right. See you when we come back. Okay, welcome back. We now have in the studio John D Clair.
Woohoo!
Hi, John.
Welcome. You've taken over the way, and where is Dan?
Oh, I'm here, Travis.
Oh, that's
Hi.
right. There you
We
are.
can't
Dan.
get rid of him that easy.
So, John, you are a very, very prolific game designer. I believe you're the first game designer we've had on the show.
Yeah, he is. He is.
We're so surprised that you're here because usually when we ask this of people, they go, no.
yeah, nobody in their right mind comes to do our show.
I feel like you haven't seen enough of what we do, and that's probably why you're here.
Didn't do enough research.
Exactly. But for those of out there who might not know who you are, tell them a little bit about it, what it is you do, and some of your more famous work.
Sure, I do tabletop game design. I've been doing it for years. I used to do it hoping to make money and it being a career one day, and then it eventually actually happened.
That's great. Man, I wonder what that's like.
I'm sure there are a lot of people out there because there are a lot of people who want to be a game designer. How many years were you aspiring to be a game designer before you actually became a game
I
designer?
was a game designer.
Well, yes.
I just wasn't making any money
Right,
as
yes.
a game designer.
Yes, and I do want to say that if you create a game, you're a game designer. You don't have to get paid for it.
Yeah.
But at what point were you able to make that your job
Well,
rather
it
than
depends
your?
on where you want to start in the timeline, because like the first game I designed, I was 7.
Okay,
Oh.
all right.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah, but
And when was that published?
still
At
to be determined. Yeah.
Sure.
I was probably professionally trying to like design games to get them sold for 4 years before I got
You
my
got the
first
first
game
one.
that was actually like reasonably successful. Yeah.
And now you're just rolling in it.
Well, that's one way to say to attempt to describe it. I don't know if that's true.
Well,
but-
you are. I mean, you are one of the. I would say you're one of the more successful game designers out there right now. You won't say that, but I'll say that.
Okay.
I mean, when I talk to people and they'll say, "Oh, I'm really excited because we got John D Clair to do this game," and I'll be like, "Oh, like you're one of those names that they throw out there to impress."
I'm trying not to let it get to my ego. Sure.
Sure. You have quite a few well-known games out there.
Yeah, some of my favorites.
I was going to say Space Base is one of my
Yeah, we
favorites.
love playing
Ooh.
Space Base.
Awesome.
Space Base is definitely my game where like if I meet somebody and they're like, "Oh, you've designed games. What have you done?" Space Base is the one where they're like, "Oh, I know that one."
Yeah,
also,
that's great.
Mystic Vale.
Mystic Vale was my first sort of hit successful game.
John has these amazing come over and play events every
Yeah, they're a
year,
lot of
Twice
fun.
a year.
twice a year, and they're always wonderful to be
Yeah,
at.
we get a good crowd.
Yeah. So we are going to ask you today 2.5 questions. Although I've been asking you a lot of questions, but these are the official. We're going to ask you 2.5
I
questions.
was warned about this half question coming.
Exactly.
I wasn't told what it is though.
That's the idea.
And so I'm going to ask you this question, but you're not going to answer right away because, as everything is a game,
Oh, sorry. I was slow to that, Travis. I'm so
as
sorry.
the creepy kid choir, we they're going to play a game.
I don't
They're going
like
to
you
try.
insulting our kids like that. I'm just going to say.
Is it your children?
They're not my children, but they're
my niece.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I've met them. They're creepy.
Yeah.
So
Once they were possessed by
Yeah.
the demon spirits.
yeah, but that's how we
that's-
could get them so cheap.
yeah, that's true. That's true. So they are going to write down answers to the question of what they think you're going to answer.
We're going to get inside your brain.
The players here,
We're gonna
Leif,
try to
Lex,
come up with
and
something.
Because
Dan.
we all know you so well.
Yes,
You know?
And then you're going to give us an answer. We're going to see how close they come.
All right.
All right. So the first question is, if you could get rid of one thing in the board game industry, what would it be? So if you could get rid of one thing, one aspect, either of the business or one particular person, if you want to, that'd be fascinating. But one part of the industry that you just you wish was not a part. And they're going to write this down. All right, Leif.
Oh,
again,
I know.
Leif's
I
getting
know
points.
this
They're way
answer
faster with their answers than I am.
well.
Yeah, Leif has already finished.
Yeah,
How you
yeah.
doing in there, Dan?
Yeah, I'm doing great all the way over here. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
You look
Thanks.
great in that light, by the way.
I love this light.
Yeah, you're a handsome man when
Okay.
you're in that
Oh,
room.
stop it. Wait, what? Only? What, sorry?
Yep.
Lex,
just
how you
in
doing?
that room.
With,
All right.
with more thought, I might have a different answer, but
Oh,
I've got
sure.
one.
Okay, all right.
So I love Board Game Geek. Board Game Geek is great. I would not want to get rid of almost any part of Board Game Geek.
Almost any.
Except,
Comments.
Well, okay. Comments aside, as a creative, you're not supposed to read the comments, so
Yeah.
I do anyway.
Yeah, of course. You're not supposed to read the reviews either, but
Yeah, we do.
We do.
The thing I just came up with that I would say is the very silly ratings wars that happen on games that haven't even come out yet,
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
where people are like, you know, some people are like, I'm so excited about this game because X, Y, and Z, even though I've never played it and don't know very much about it, I rated a 10. And then like 10 people do that, and then there's all the other people that are like, everyone's rating it a 10, I rated a 1, right?
Yeah.
To
And, you
try
get
and
it,
even
and the
things
game
out,
ends
yeah.
up with like 200 ratings, even though it hasn't come out, and it's not going to come out for another year.
And nobody's played it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they allowed them to give ratings for a game that hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, that's weird.
I mean, there are people who
Well,
could
that's
have
why he
played
wants
it.
to change it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could have played it at a con. Like, I mean, there are ways that you could have played the game, I guess, and that's what they're trying
yeah,
to
a
accomplish.
publisher doesn't have to put their game on the site yet,
Oh, okay.
and that would avoid the ratings. But they do because you know it generates
Yeah.
buzz.
It does, and then and
hotness.
chatting back.
I understand why it happens. It's just very silly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
That's not what I thought you would say.
okay. You want to go first, Leif? Is that
Yeah.
All right.
What was the question again?
The question was, if you could get rid of one thing in the board game industry, what would it be?
This show.
This show.
And this episode in particular.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Wow.
Already.
Yep.
Yeah.
This episode.
This is what happens when Leif gets a little bit behind Dan. She just wants to get rid of the show.
Toss it out.
Lex, what you got?
Oh, I said the publishers who poo-pooed my first game I pitched at 7 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. Strangely enough, that game was called Poo Poo.
That's so cool.
Dan, what you got for
Well,
me?
you know, given that the games industry is cutthroat and there can only be one, I just assumed it's other people's games so that everyone has to buy yours.
Yeah, if they were only
Yes,
John
yes.
D.
One of
Clair
the great
games,
frustrations as a game designer trying to make a living designing games is that other game designers keep making really good games.
Yeah, it must
So
be really
frustrating.
frustrating.
If they would
yeah.
just stop
Yep.
and it was just me making games, it would make it easier.
Yeah, agree.
There you go.
All right. Well, question number 2.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay.
In an alternate universe,
Ooh, I like it already.
you are not a game designer. Instead, what are you? All right. So in an alternate universe where you didn't go down this
Is this a
path,
happy alternate universe?
well, it can be. That is up to your discretion.
Disappointing
So,
alternate universe.
well, I mean, it could be. If it were me, I would choose a happy.
Okay,
a
well,
happy,
I'll go with
a
the-
happy thing.
I already know
Hint,
what it is.
I'm going to pick
Yeah.
the happy alternate universe
Okay.
where I'm still happy about my career.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I already wrote down my answer. It could be happy or not.
Same.
Yeah, I'm not
Are you
gonna
getting
judge it.
distracted, Alexa?
Same.
All right. Are you done?
Yeah.
So we're just waiting for Lex.
Oh my gosh, just ask them and I'll write something down.
No, he has to
Oh,
answer
no.
first.
Oh,
He has to
okay,
answer
okay,
first.
okay.
Yes,
down
that's
your-
the whole.
It's like this is not the first time we've played this game.
Waiting for Lex.
Okay. All right. Waiting.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
that's true.
So I will repeat the question. In an alternate universe, you are not a board game designer. Instead, What are you?
Professional baseball player.
Professional baseball
nice.
player.
Yes.
Now, was there? Did you play in high school or college?
I played through college. Yeah.
Oh wow, what position?
Pitcher. Well, I was in infielder / pitcher most of my most of my baseball playing career.
In
pitching what I was particularly
in this
good
fantasy, because I'm a huge baseball fan.
Yeah.
In this fantasy, what team?
Well, I love LA, so probably the Dodgers.
Yeah, that's the
Get
right
out.
answer.
But
Extra
I-
points
I-
for John D. Clair. That is exactly the right answer.
I'm a Giants
Yes.
fan. So.
Ooh.
Okay, well, that is an unsolvable problem.
Yankees over here.
So I grew up as a Yankees fan.
Oh, hey.
Because I was born in New
saw the
York.
light.
I was born in New York City. I grew up rooting for the Yankees with my dad in the '90s, which
Very
means
nice.
I'm a lifelong Yankee
Right,
fan.
right.
You are
So
making everybody in this room happy but me.
So I'm the very confused Dodgers Yankees fan, which means there's like the two evil empires.
Right.
Yeah.
ALNL. Like
but-
you're all right. Yeah.
One of these years, we're gonna have that World Series.
So baseball.
Yeah, I
baseball
pretty
player.
much nailed this.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Ballerina.
Oh,
Perfect.
Yeah.
I think that's a good. I think
That's
you got
close.
it.
Because it has
Close.
ball in it.
It does. It does have ball in it. It does have ball in it.
right?
And you have to
Has
be.
ball in it.
You have to.
We do not deduct points for spelling, Dan.
No, just for pronunciation.
Both require
I'm gonna-
athletic prowess.
I'm gonna
We'll
give
go with-
Leif 5 points because at least that's an athletic endeavor.
Yay!
All right, Lex, what you got?
Now,
for
I
me?
know you said in like a happy universe, but I said the Hunger Games and the Maze Man in the Hunger Games.
The Maze Man in the
Yeah,
100.
because you like mazes.
That's not a happy universe, but maybe I would be happy in that universe.
Well, yeah,
You
you're
would be
doing-
happy
Right, okay.
You're doing
causing
well.
pain to other people, making mazes.
Technically, you're still a game designer, though,
Yeah.
aren't you?
Technically, but you're dealing with people's lives.
See, once again, Lex, you're making this so hard for me to give you points.
Oh.
You're breaking the rules. All right, Dan.
What was the question again?
Oh my goodness. The question was: in an alternate universe, you are not a board game designer. Instead, what are you?
Yeah, it's obvious. Batman.
Okay. See,
Yeah.
now that's what I'm looking for.
like,
See, Dan gets 10
that's a
points.
good-
yeah,
True,
Batman.
bat.
Again,
Yes.
there's a bat
Just
in it.
take the bat
Also,
part.
he's very athletic. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
He
And
is
he's
a
wealthy.
Batman.
Exactly.
Baseball player
Yes.
are Batman.
Yes.
And depending on your relationship with your parents, that could be a good thing too. So it's like
With
Leif
the
has
famous-
dreamed of that, being the case.
I did
Yeah.
say there are good things and bad things about it.
Yeah.
Like, it could go either way.
Finally, we're
Ball
on to
man.
the half a question. Hey, can I borrow? Now, you can finish the question if you like, but you don't have to. You just have to give the answer. You can finish the question, or
You can elaborate it on
or-
or not. It's all up to you. Just answer the half question.
Oh man, there's infinite answers to that question. The one thing on the top of my mind that I was literally thinking about asking a friend to borrow was their Oculus Quest, so I can just play Beat Saber a bunch.
Yeah.
I can't justify buying it for myself because all I want to do on it is play Beat Saber.
I'm going to tell you something.
But I just want to borrow my friend so I can play it for a few days.
That's all I play on it, and it's still worth the purchase. My response? Ask the question again.
can I borrow?
No.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
All right, I'm gonna give
can't.
you. I'm gonna give you points for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lex. Oh boy, did you see her? She just was completely dismissive of
sorry.
your answer.
No. I said, can I borrow your brain? Because mine is fried, and you seem to have a pretty good brain, honestly.
Some days.
Some
Lex
days.
is getting personal in
I
here.
know. I'm giving Lex points for that because I'm afraid if I don't, the Lex army is gonna come after me. All right, Dan.
All right, you seem like a very nice guy.
jeez.
But what was the question again?
Can I borrow?
Should I be more or less worried?
No,
More.
sorry. I really need both my kidneys for now.
That is the best
Borrowing
answer.
a kidney is an interesting
That's,
scenario.
yes,
Can
exactly.
I borrow a kidney?
Because
I do
you're
Well,
want
I
to
feel
sending
like
it back.
I feel like
now.
you would want to actually help out in that circumstance,
Sure.
but
Sure,
because you
sure.
seem like such a nice guy, but. You have
Yeah.
kids, and someone might need a kidney at some point. You
For
never know.
now, I
yeah.
need both of them.
Right.
And that's why there's all those qualifiers, Dan.
Exactly.
For now,
Exactly.
sorry.
Sorry,
like
sorry,
all that
sorry.
stuff.
That's
Happy
exactly
to
right.
loan you one later in life.
Maybe at some point in the future when I need one less.
All right, so at the end of the third round, we are looking at Lex again bringing up the rear with 100 points. Leif right smack in the middle with 130. Yeah. And Dan clearly in the top for now with 155. All right. Woo-hoo. Now, John, you were going to join us for our fourth and final round, but you are not going to be joining us with 0 points. No, in fact, you will be joining us with 1 more point than higher than the highest person. So
That doesn't seem fair.
you will start with
it is.
156 points. Well, it's poor game design.
Yeah.
This is
That's quite the catch-up mechanism.
Exactly.
You're
Quidditch of
losing,
podcasts.
therefore we give you all the points.
When we created this, you could tell we're not game designers because we have no idea what we're doing.
And we have no rules.
And we have no rules, and the point system is completely arbitrary.
John,
so-
can you come in and restructure our show for us, please?
Yeah,
Thank you.
exactly. All right, so when we come back, we are going to play our fourth and final game, and it's a little game. It's a brand new one called Google Bar.
Google bar.
Google Bar.
Google bar.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Yes, to the not at all creepy children in the cornfield yelling that every 5 minutes. Exactly. All right, so we have a new game now. We have John D Clair, who has joined us for this game.
Who is winning? He's
yeah,
already winning.
He's already winning. He's got.
Even though he has
I
an
just needed
issue
to
with
show
it.
up.
Yeah.
Even though he has an issue
I'm
with the
kind of
mechanic.
complaining about your game design here, giving me.
But
Yeah,
you
exactly.
still win.
Yeah.
All
Because
right.
you're a winner.
So you got your paddle, you all ready? So this game is called Google Bar. I actually got this from a fantastic.
Does this involve drinks?
No. From a fantastic game that you did called Yahoo. And it went so well. And I thought to myself, how can I do something just like that? So it
better.
So it did spark me this idea. So Google, of course, I'm sure everybody out there has used it.
They're listening to us right now.
If you type something into Google, you see a number of things come up. So if you type in car, it's going to give you a bunch of choices. And these are the choices that most people that day, I believe, on Google have looked up to try and they think what you think you are looking for. And so for our first inaugural Google Bar, I decided to go with names.
Okay.
In fact, our own names. So we're going to start with Dan. Now, what we're going to do here is you are going to write down 3 things that you think is going to show up if you type in Dan space on the Google bar.
Dan space.
Dan
So it's
space.
Dan
'cause-
space. It's not just Dan.
Yeah, I didn't
and
just
then-
do because then you'll get the beginning of Dan and
Right.
the other words that aren't Dan. So it's Dan space. You want to get the highest on that list. You want
Got
to.
it. So we have 3 options. Whoever's of the 3 is the highest on the list gets the
Right.
points.
And we're actually trying to be accurate here.
Well,
Yeah, well, accurate
or funny and clever.
Or I was going to say, accurate or funny, both will get you points. All right. So the first one is Dan, and you're looking for. You're going to put down 3 that you think came up when I typed in Dan.
All right.
Brett, do you like to play around with Google Bar?
Sure.
You just type things into Google. You ever type your own name into Google and Google
Yes.
yourself?
Yeah, we planned ahead this shot. This is the one we wanted. There is a Brett Sheridan dentist that always comes up.
Oh, man. So I'm done.
Okay. Oh well. See, look there, Lex. You actually get
Looky,
We're
looky.
doing 1 guess, right?
3.
Oh, 3 guesses.
Three
Okay.
guesses to try and break ties.
Okay.
Oh,
I have
what if,
3
What if
guesses.
I have like just a phrase that I
Well, you can do this. You have not been following the rules the entire game.
I haven't.
So why start now?
What are
5
rules?
points, Lex, for not following the rules. I admire it. You go your own way. You do your own thing. You be your own woman.
Oh,
Okay.
Don't listen to Trav's stupid rules.
yeah.
Exactly.
Rules are made to be broken,
That's
man.
right, and you are here to break them.
All right. So we're gonna start because this is Dan. We're gonna start with Dan.
Oh,
so
Dan, he's had to have done this. though.
you had to have typed Dan in before, so you should have the best shot at this.
Sure. Well, one would think that I would have done this at some point. But so I'm gonna say Dan Patrick.
Okay.
That's a good solid guess.
Dan the Man. Mm-hmm. Weirdly, I've heard that once or twice in my life.
Don't know why.
And then Dan Billet, winner of Everything's a Game.
Yeah.
Is that no?
No,
Is
none of those are in the top 10.
Oh, right. Okay.
But I will give you 5 points for trying to think that you'd be in the top 10 if I typed in one of the most common names in the world.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Leif, what do you got?
All right. First one is Florida man eats gator.
Dang it! You stole
That's not it. That's not it.
No, I don't think you guys are understanding how this is working at all. But go on.
My second guess is Dan DeLion.
Okay. All right.
No, not in there. Not the top 10. Are you sure?
No.
Look at your list.
See, I would have
Look
thought
at your list.
I would have. Dan the Lion is not in here.
Okay.
What are you talking? I'm
No,
looking right
Dan
at it.
DeLion.
Dan DeLion. I know what you're saying, but Dan DeLion would have been if I didn't put a space. I specified
You don't
that there's a
understand
space.
your rules.
No, I don't,
All
of
right.
course.
Third, Dan of Troy.
Dan All right, that's funny. I'm going to give you 5 points for that.
Okay.
Again, none of those are the top 10. I would have tried to look for who's famous that has Dan as their first name.
I don't know, other than Dan Billet.
Lex, I'm dying to find out
I
what you've written.
I said Florida man, bath salts, alligator.
Okay.
Those are the 3 things. If you have you used Google before?
Yes, I
Do you know how
have.
it works? You type in and it's going to give you things that have those first 3 letters in it.
We're going to take a break. Lex, you're going to go out, play around on the computer a little bit.
Shall I show you? All
I
right.
guarantee
Teach us
you.
about the Google.
All right.
the Google.
Let's see if a game designer knows how to do that. All right. here.
Well, I went with 2 nice things and then 1 question mark.
I'm excited.
So I also did Dan the Man,
Sure.
which apparently is no good.
Yeah, I'm surprised
And then I
that's
stuck
not
with
there.
positive Dan stuff, so I said Dan can.
Sure.
And then, since I'm actually about to have my 4th baby, so baby names are on my mind. So Dan is short for question mark.
Oh,
Okay, all right.
that's an excellent choice.
So no, none of that was right either. So here's what showed up: Dan Murphy's,
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Dan Sung Sa, which apparently is a Korean restaurant.
Of course it is. Yes.
Dan Schneider, who's in the news but not for good reasons.
Dan Schneider.
Dan Braun, who's an American musician and composer. Dan Stevens, the actor.
The actor. Yeah.
Dan Noodles, which is a dish.
Yep.
And Dan Aykroyd.
Oh,
still.
Dan Aykroyd should have been.
He's still up there. That's nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, so you're looking for people that would be. So in other words, if I'm going to look up Dan,
Yeah, I got it.
what am I
I
about
think we
to
got it.
Do
We
you?
have-
We have
Lex
no idea what
doesn't,
people
but
look like.
we do.
All right. Yeah, because nobody got anything there. So this is going great.
This is why we test games before we play
All right,
them,
I'm
Travis.
going to do
Were any of those a gerund?
All right, I'm going to do an easier one. I can't imagine somebody's not going to get something on this list. We're going to do Leaf next.
Okay.
Leaf.
Oh.
All right.
So if I type in Leaf space, what is going to come up on the Google bar? I didn't hit Leaf space, by the way. Enter. It's Leaf space. So again, the beginning of this has to have Leaf and space in it. It's not. I feel. I really feel like it should be self-explanatory. It is the most used tool in the modern universe. You can't. I don't know if you can hear it, but Brett is dying back there laughing so hard.
All right, I got my
this
answers.
shot too. This is
All right, Lex, don't lose focus.
Sorry.
Go. In fact, whatever you put, you don't even have to put Leaf first. Let's assume Leaf space is in it. You can just put what comes after
okay.
that to make the writing faster.
Is it Planet of the Apes?
Oh, this is going as great as Yahoo did. We're
Okay.
just gonna stay off any internet search engine, apparently. All right, are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. We will start with the person who is most likely to have typed Leaf into Google.
Yes.
That's Leaf. So what do you got for me?
I mean, obviously, Leif Erikson is going to be the first thing that pops up.
Okay. It is on there.
Yay!
Yeah.
And I'm also going hopeful direction. Leif, the Amazing Spider-Man.
No,
not even
not
the top
10.
Okay, then Leif It Alone.
Leave it alone. All right. Well, so right now you are in the lead because Leif Erikson is the second most popular thing.
Second.
Yes. There's another more famous Leif. John, would you like to go next on this?
So Leif is a real name?
I get points for that for sure.
Leif Erikson.
Yeah.
Leif Erikson, yes.
And then since Lord of the Rings is in theaters again, leave now and never come back.
All right. So
very
right now
nice.
you are definitely that is very funny. All right. Lex.
All right, so I put Erickson because
Leif Erikson,
obviously. Then I also put Leaf, Leaf, because people are like, "How do you
Sure.
spell Leaf?"
Yes. That would
Google.
totally come up if you typed in the correct
Leif
spelling of
space
Leif.
Google
Leaf.
Google would be like, "This is what you mean."
Again, I
right?
feel like you've never used Google
I
before.
have.
All right.
And then I also wrote down Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben. Sure. Okay. Again,
Killing?
Leaf space is always going to be in this answer. Just
Leaf, Uncle Ben.
Leaf space Uncle Ben.
I can't say that enough. Dan.
Killed him.
All right. I've got Leif Erikson.
Yeah.
I've got Leif the Red.
Sure.
And Leif Knudsen.
Leif Knudsen.
Yes, Leif
All right.
Knudsen.
Okay.
Travis, I have the number one answer.
What?
It's Leif Garrett.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yes, of
Brett.
course
It
it
is
is. Of
Leif
course it
Garrett.
is.
I
is
was
number
trying to
one.
remember his name the
Yeah.
entire time.
So the top 10 was Leif Garrett as the number one. Leif Erikson was next. Leif Babin, who's an author. I do not know him. Leif Rogers, who's a plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Because we would know that, of course.
Leif Erikson, the American stage actor.
Yes, there is an
course,
actor.
yeah.
Yes.
Leif K. Brooks. And Leif Bristow, who is a film producer.
Hey, not in the top 10.
We're going to do Alexa next.
Oh,
boy. Here we
I put
go.
Alexa because when I put in Alexa, I got some very weird stuff. So I put in Alexa. So again, Alexa space. So it has to start with Alexa space. No other thing has to start with Alexa space. I really feel
I love how you
like
have
I need to stress this.
overly explain it every time.
Well, you wouldn't think I'd have to, but
I got it.
all right, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'm going to win
See,
this
Leif,
round.
Leif is still he's still going faster than anybody else here.
Yep. I
ripping
understand the
off.
concept of the game.
It's always good when you just don't care.
yeah.
You just give it up. All right. What are some Alexas that you might
well,
know?
I mean, maybe the Amazon Alexa, maybe the thing that everybody says to me as soon as they meet me. Oh my gosh, what's the weather? Oh my gosh, play me a song.
The Alexa app is on here.
Never gets old.
Yes.
But is that your answer? All of those things?
No. I also said camera.
Alexa camera.
Yes.
Alexa camera. Okay.
There's a camera.
There's a camera.
Okay. All right, I believe you.
An Alexa camera.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
crazy.
No. Yes, you were right. I totally forgot about that. Yes, there is a camera that was called Alexa.
Okay. I'm not disagreeing.
No, you are, Travis.
are.
You
I haven't heard of
definitely
it.
disagreeing with
And
her.
then I also said Ray Joel because Billy Joel has a daughter named Alexa.
All
Ray
right.
Joel.
And you know what's weird with Alexa Rachel? Look at that picture. Doesn't that from that little picture look a little bit like Alexa?
It
People
does.
have
Yeah.
told me that I look like her.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
she looks like me.
So, two of yours are on here. So Alexa app and Alexa Ray Joel. They're both at almost at the very bottom, but they are on there.
Oh.
So you still get points for that.
Well, I know what the first ones are. The
All
first
right.
responses.
So Dan,
Yeah. Mine was Alexa, turn off the lights. Because
Sure,
someone also has to be able to misunderstand technology, and so they type it into Google. Alexa, Amazon, and Alexa, Jeff Bezos.
all right, none of those are on here.
All
you get nothing.
right.
You get nothing for that. All right, John.
Yeah. Mine are all from the perspective of the Alexa app and someone not being able to make it work.
Excellent.
So Alexa won't answer me. Alexa
We
is
deal with
taunting
that
me.
here too.
Alexa's what?
Alexa is taunting me,
Same thing in the
She's
office
listening to
every
me.
day.
and then Alexa isn't working.
Same
So-
thing. Office every day.
I was gonna say that's the same stuff I've said to my wife about Alexa. She says, won't talk to me, and she's not working, and she says maybe be nicer to her. I'm gonna give you some points for that, John.
I mean,
Leif.
my first one was Hey Alexa.
Sure, because Hey Alexa would start.
After Alexa. Yep. Then the next most popular search, which I think is probably the most popular search, is Alexa Trebek. Right? No?
No,
No? Okay, what
that
about...
would be Alex Trebek.
Oh,
Go
wait,
on.
what? What
Alexa
about...
Trebek is the alternate universe where all of our genders have been swapped.
Okay, well, what about Alexa Rodriguez?
Alexa Rodriguez.
No?
No.
What?
No?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought for sure...
What about
it was
Alexa?
those-
I'm having a stroke.
I say that almost every day at my house. No, we have Alexa Nicholas, who is an American YouTuber and former actress. We have Alexa Dimmy, an American actress and singer. Alexa Bliss, an American professional wrestler. Alexa Pena Vega, American actress and singer. Alexa Grasso, Mexican mixed martial artist. A lot of these people are like badass. You got
Hey.
wrestlers and everything here. Alexa and Katie, which is a sitcom.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Then the Alexa app, then Alexa Ray Joel, and then just Alexa and Katie actors as a
Okay,
search.
all right.
Oh yeah, one more, and that is of course John.
Okay,
Is it John or John D?
Just John
Okay.
just John.
With an H.
with an H. Yes,
With an H.
spelled
All right.
spelled. Yeah, yes.
All right, I got
You're
it.
about to say spelled correctly.
Well, yeah, it's spelled. These really run the gambit, by the way. They're like,
Boom.
yeah.
First.
See, look at that. And we give Lex points.
I got it.
Catching
No, I'm
up.
good.
All right,
I just needed to vaguely reference what it is.
sure.
Yeah.
Are you good?
Yeah, good.
I'm coming
All
for
right,
you,
we're gonna
John.
start with you, John.
John Oliver.
Oh,
good
very
one.
nice.
Good one. Good one.
Just
Love
go
him,
pop
love him.
culture. John Adams. I thought I'd go way back.
Oh,
now.
Yeah.
old school.
Okay, then John is a real name?
Nice callback.
So can I tell you, John? I'm shocked that John Oliver isn't on here.
Wow.
Yeah,
And I'm shocked that John Adams isn't on here.
that's disappointing.
There are some old, like very, very old references, but John Adams is not one of them.
Okay.
But I'm gonna give you points because I think John Oliver should be on here.
Okay. It's so lovely.
Outside of the John in the room, John Oliver is my favorite John, probably.
Okay.
Tell me about your Johns, Alexa. That's probably not a good way to phrase that.
That is probably the
As
worst
soon as I said that, I'm like, well, that's a bad. I'm gonna get letters. Okay.
Mulaney.
John Mulaney.
Excellent
Love him
choice.
too. John from the Bible.
Okay.
All
Yes.
Bible John.
Yes,
Got it.
Bible John.
John, Space Bible.
And Krasinski.
Nice.
One of my
Okay.
crushes.
One of those is on here. John Krasinski.
Okay,
Oh,
great.
Is on there. So good for you, Alex.
John Mulaney's not? That's
I
crazy.
know. Wait until you see. This is a very interesting list.
Okay. Obviously, topical. John Schneider.
John Schneider. Okay.
John Boy.
John Boy.
So it's
Wow,
all
really
70, like
topical.
70s.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
we're super
Yeah,
topical.
sure.
Yeah,
And
yep.
John Tacos.
John Tacos. None of those are on here.
Weird.
There is a popular food chain called Taco John's
I
in the
believe you.
Midwest.
I'm not even gonna like challenge it, but I'm gonna give you 5
Do
points.
we once again have to bring up a picture of a Taco John's in this
No,
episode?
I'm not arguing with you. This is why this segment is taking so long. Dan.
Yes. Okay. So I got John Cena,
Cena.
John Cena, John D. Rockefeller, and John Hancock. I tried to sign it like Hancock.
Okay, so John Cena is on here.
Yeah.
Nice.
I will give you the rest of the list. Where is Dan? There's Dan. The rest of the list. So John Anthony Walker, who I believe is
A murderer. It must be like three names,
and
right?
something
So-
must have happened just recently. Like there again, this is the stuff going on right now.
Right.
John Walker, U.S. agent, because I think the movie's in full swing of its what do you call it?
I
Commercials.
can't help you. I don't know.
Commercials. John Noble, and I think that is because of the re-release of Lord of the Rings.
John Noble.
Oh yeah. Oh, did you just pass?
John Milton, the former secretary to the Commonwealth Council of America.
What?
John Paul Jones, the American naval officer.
Oh, sure.
John Cena, John Krasinski, John Mayer,
John
and
Mayer.
then John Lennon, Yellow Submarine.
Specifically
not
Yellow
Ford.
Submarine.
Yeah.
Not John Lennon. John Yellen.
Yeah.
Yellow Submarine.
So there you go. There you go. Well, at the end of this game, we have got Lex not as far in the past as we started out, but with 140 points. We got Leif right after her with 150 points. We got Dan with 170 points, which is phenomenal, but not good enough to beat an extremely funny John D Clair with 190 points.
I really deserved all those points.
You really do.
Certainly did.
All right, so that means that you are the king of everything.
The most winner.
The most
of
winner of
everything.
The most winner of
everything.
everything.
What are you going to do with your title and crown? Fake
Yeah.
crown, because we don't have one.
Use it for bragging rights for the next couple weeks, probably.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Sure, that
that's
is the
great.
that is
That's
the way
right.
to
Put it to
go.
good use. Yeah.
That is the way to go. And of course, one of you out there.
Wow, Trevor.
Yes, I did this ahead of time.
Goodness.
Who commented on our last podcast? Mary Mama Bear 5415. You can hear the podcast playing as I look this up. I was supposed to write this down, but I didn't. Mary Mama Bear 5415, who said excited about listening to a podcast from you guys. So there's one. And what's coming to her, Brett?
That's not Brett.
Game.
Thank you, Brett.
And why is that?
Because the not creepy corn kids at all. All right, see you next week.
Thank you,
Bye-bye,
John.
everybody.
Thank you,
Thank you,
John.
John.
Thank you, John.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, like, subscribe, all that stuff. We'll see you guys. Everything's a Game is a production of Above Board TV. The show's theme song is composed by David B. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel and other social media pages to access even more of our original content.
Everything